Hello everyone and welcome to the gray area. Now I've got a great show today, honestly. We got the Bills and the Bucs, the Rams and the Cardinals, a game that could very well be an upset this week, and then talking about the Chiefs and Thursday night review, which was the Chiefs versus Chargers, great game, and Thursday night predictions. So let's get into it. Now we got the Bills versus the Bucs, okay? And I've seen different reactions to this game. The Bucs beat the Bills in overtime. The Bucs were up by quite a bit at half, but the Bills came back and forced an overtime, but the Bucs were able to win the overtime. And now the Bills are 7-6. And they have to do well these next few games to make the playoffs. The Bills are an inconsistent team that has their flaws, especially on offense, but this is a top 10 team, in my opinion. This team is still a top 10 team. Now, some people were like, okay, the Bills just aren't very good and the Bucs are just amazing. Then other people, the Bills are just as good as the Bucs, and the Bills had a lot of injuries, okay? And I'll talk more about injuries later. So yeah, I think the Bucs are the better team. One of probably top three NFL team, and the Bills are top 10. Yeah. So another game that happened this weekend, or this last week of the NFL, the Rams beat the Cardinals 30-23. The Rams are just fine. We were questioning how well they were doing after they had a streak there where they had several losses in a small span, but they're all right. They have beat the Cardinals, which Cardinals are a great team, okay, Super Bowl contenders, and I think the Rams are the better team. They dominated this game, even though the score shows that it was a close game, and it did come down to the final play, but the Rams were the better team here, and they deserve this win. Good job, Rams. And the Cardinals, I rank them probably they're top 6. Okay, so I don't know. It's tough. I'll give you my top 3 right now, which would, I think, all are better teams than the Cardinals, the Rams, the Bucs, and the Packers. I don't, in no particular order. I think those are the 3 best teams in the NFL right now. And I rank the Cardinals right under there, and then other teams are on that same tier with the Cardinals. And I'll get into that in another. I'm not ranking my teams this week. So those are my top 3: the Rams, the Bucs, and the Packers. No particular order there. And I think the Cardinals rank right below it, right below those teams. Now, with that being said, all 3 of those teams are NFC teams. So the Cardinals are going to have a tough road to the Super Bowl. They're going to make the playoffs, but they're going to have a tough time getting to the Super Bowl for sure. This Sunday, there's a particular game that could very well easily be an upset. Since Tom Brady joined the Buccaneers, he has faced the Saints 3 times in the regular season and has lost all of them. They faced in the playoffs, and the Buccaneers won. I think the Bucs are definitely the better team here, but I think the Saints they're the Tom Brady and the Bucs. They just give them a hard time. I predicting the game. I think the Buccaneers win, but I am not betting on the Buccaneers. I think very easily the Saints win this game. They always give the Bucs a hard time. So that's pretty much it. I'm curious to see if the Saints beat them again. Taysom Hill starting. I think he's really cool, fun to watch. Let's jump over to the Chiefs for a moment. They demolished the Raiders 48-9. And the Chiefs defense has stepped it up and seems like an above average defense right now. They are killing it. And the Raiders are just not a good team. They've really struggled. Although they beat the Cowboys in overtime, which I'm impressed that they did. That could be a knock on the Cowboys for losing to this bad team. That's a conversation for another time. Cowboys. You know what? I'll go on the Cowboys here for just a second. The Cowboys are struggling. I think I still put them in my top 10, but they've been having a rough time lately. They have their wide receivers back, so I think they're doing a little bit better. So I still think they're a top 10 team, but once again, this is an NFC team, which I rank at least 4 teams, Rams, Bucs, Packers, and Cardinals, above the Cowboys. Cardinals and Cowboys is close. I could rank the Cowboys over the Cardinals. That's close. So, once again, just NFC, it's going to be a real tough road to the Super Bowl. The NFC seems to have the better teams. Because AFC, you've got the Chiefs and the Patriots, who are, we can say, are solid Super Bowl contenders. Other than that, the Bills are pretty good. The Titans are struggling. There's a lot that just aren't as powerful as these NFC teams. So, yeah. So the Chiefs beat the Chargers on Thursday Night Football 36-28 in overtime. Kelsey totally helped my fantasy football this week. I have him in 2 of my 4 leagues, so that was awesome. He scored about 40 fantasy points, and it's fantasy football playoffs. I somehow managed to skid into the playoffs in all of my leagues. I'm proud of myself. So we got to see some of that Chiefs magic this game. They had some amazing plays. Travis Kelce to Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill. Just these, it's amazing. Patrick Mahomes seemed to struggle a little bit. I really don't have anything else to say. Just that he has some times where he struggles a bit. He had a wide open touchdown, and it's just like it was going too fast. Just gotta mentally get there. The Chiefs' defense once again stopped the Chargers on several occasions. They had the Chargers had several first and goal, and then didn't score. They went to fourth and goal and got stopped. So turnover on downs within the 10-yard line twice at least that I can recall. So the Chiefs' defense has done really well there. I know I'm saying this for a lot of teams. There's only so many of them. But I think both these teams could be top 10 teams. The Chargers are borderline top 10. Borderline. Maybe I could put them in my top 12. It's close. But the Chiefs are top 10. Probably put them in my top 6. The Chiefs, I will say this, the Chiefs are going to struggle against good teams that can capitalize on those first and goal. It's like, oh, and they get a touchdown. The Chiefs are going to struggle against those teams. If the Chiefs face the Rams right now, I'm taking the Rams. They're going to struggle against good teams. They did have injuries. They were missing Chris Jones. It wasn't injuries. He was just out because of COVID. But, you know, a lot of people are like, injuries part of the game. Every single team deals with injuries. Don't say that, oh, that guy's injured. Oh, then we're just fine. Unless it's your quarterback. And I get that. I don't think I worded that very well. Some people are just tell you to not whine about injuries pretty much because that's just part of the game. You know, like, oh, if we had this person, we would have won. Well, you didn't. You know, some people are really just. I've seen that argument in comment sections several times. So I won't say that, oh, if they had Chris Jones, they would have dominated the Chargers. I'm not gonna go there, because Chargers have injuries too. Everybody does, so we'll disregard that. The Chargers could be a pain to play in the playoffs. I see them winning a playoff game. Because they could be tough to play in the playoffs. They really have something special with Justin Herbert. He's great. All right, Thursday Night Football predictions. 49ers versus the Titans. The Titans have been doing a lot worse lately. 49ers seem to be doing a bit better. I'll take the 49ers 24-20. I'm 12-3 on Thursday night predictions. It's pretty good. Yeah, so 49ers over the Titans. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I hope to see you next time in the gray area.